the Chargers beat the Falcons. And their defense stepped up in this game. And I'm going to be honest, I was watching the game today in the morning, and it came to me, a thought. I was like, wow, this game is really, like it's like two of the same teams, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, the Falcons, what are they known for? Blowing leads. Chargers, what are they known for? Blowing leads. I was like, wow, this is like the same team. Like the AFC version of the Chargers is the Falcons, and the AFC version of the Falcons is the Chargers, and the NFC version of the Chargers is the Falcons. I don't know if I said that right, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, watching this game, the Falcons put up 17 points in the first half, and the Chargers, they really couldn't get nothing going in the first half, and they had this horrible debacle before the half ended.
I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Where they were running the ball with 22 seconds left.
Yeah, and that's been the storyline of the Chargers all year. The kicker went on the field, tried to run mad quick, and he just missed the field goal. But the Chargers, for me, their defense has been costing them this whole year, and they stepped up. And they stepped up big this game. Matt Ryan, 3 interceptions. One of them was late in the game. Vintage Matt Ryan. It was an out route. The corner jumped the route and intercepted it. Michael Davis, and it gave Chargers and Justin Herbert perfect position to go and try to get a game-winning drive. And I feel like that was a storyline of the game, to be honest. But a play that really pissed me off, though, as I was watching it, is I wrote it down right here. Justin Herbert threw an interception with under a minute left. And I watched that play and I said, damn, that's a bad throw by Herbert. Damn. Mm-hmm. And it was a bad throw. It was a bad read. But then I look at it and I replay the play back. And I'm like, holy moly. It was 3rd and 1. What are they doing passing on 3rd and 1?
Mm-hmm, exactly.
With under a minute left. And they had all 3 timeouts. So it wasn't like the clock was going to run down. What are you doing passing the ball on 3rd and 1?
Yeah. And
putting your rookie quarterback in a position to want to make a hero throw.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's been the storyline with the Chargers all game. I mean,
especially getting Austin Eckler back.
Mm-hmm. Like, what did you take away from the game when you saw it?
Watching that game, like my brother's a Falcons fan, so we was watching the games together. I feel like every week I say this, the Falcons always have a chance to win the game. That offense is good. But then I always look at the Chargers, I'm like, bro, they got always a chance to win the game too. Like, you know, you look at Herbert, and I think he's really coming into his own in the NFL. He's really figuring out who he is as a quarterback, and he's figuring it out fast. He's got good weapons on the offense. Keenan Allen's amazing. Mike Williams, deep threat, he's really good. Hunter Henry, I've always liked him. Austin Eckler's really good. Line him up anywhere, he's going to perform. Like, but, you know, like you just said, man, like Matt Ryan just – like week after week is just making these stupid plays at the end of the game with a lead, and that's what's really costing them. Like, you know, both teams were shooting themselves in the foot, and it was really came down to who's going to shoot themselves in the foot more, and like Falcons did, you know, and he, like you just said, throws that stupid interception to the out route, then Herbert comes down. Didn't they get a game-winning field goal?
Yeah, it was. They got a Badgley hit a game-winning kick, which is rare for him because he's very inaccurate. And it was all set up from like a beautiful Justin Herbert pass. He dumped it between 2 defenders to Johnson, and it was a great throw. I mean, the Falcons scored 0 points in the second half.
That's a problem.
Yeah, like, and Matt Ryan threw all 3 of his interceptions, I believe, in the second half. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it was.
At least 2 was in the second half.
Yeah, at least 2. At least 2.
And especially, like, how do you put up 17 points? Like, what happens after that? Like, you know, how do you just, like, stall like that? Like, if you really, if they put up, like, 6 points, 7 points, I get it. Okay, you're really not getting much going. But, like, 17 points in the first half isn't bad. Like, it's for a team like them, in a game like that, you know, that could win you the game, 17 points in that game, a game like that. So, like, to just come out in the second half and just have, like, weapons. Like, I know Julio Jones not playing, but Calvin Ridley was one of the best receivers in the first half of the season.
Yeah, and one of the touchdowns that Calvin Ridley caught was thrown by Russell Gage. Yeah. It wasn't even thrown by Matt Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I don't know. Like, I just think the Chargers wanted it more. It really came down to, you know, are we gonna keep being that team that like we just roll over and let teams walk all over us, or are we gonna walk over them? And Anthony Lynn is in the hot seat right now.
I think he's gonna get fired.
Like, yeah. So I think it was more the players saying to each other, let's do this for us, for each other. Like, let's go out and get a win because we really like a morale booster. So like, I just think I took from that game the Chargers wanted it more. Matt Ryan was just selling them out. They got a decent running game. Why are they not game managing, running the ball? Like, I get in the NFL, no lead's ever safe, and you want to put up as much points as you can. But when you're a team like the Falcons, playing a team like that, and you're up and you have a lead, you got to game manage, time management, run the ball, throw little, try to get short downs to where you're throwing the ball to just get 2-3 yards. Not where all right, now we're 3rd and 10, let me air the ball out and make a stupid decision.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like you said, Chargers defense showed up. Their D-line was there. Pass rush was all over Matt Ryan. They just wanted it more.
Yeah, and I mean, Justin Herbert had a great game, 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 95 QB rating. I mean, he's well on his way to get Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Definitely.
The Chargers are 4-9. The Chargers are 4-9 now. The Falcons are 4-9 as well, so they have the same record.
Yeah.
And so, before we finish this segment, something that also ticked me off about this Chargers game was the play calling. Each week the play calling from the Chargers is abysmal.
Yeah, it's like you can never tell what they're really looking forward to do.
But when Austin Eckler has come back into the lineup last week and this week, it feels like they're trying to force feed him the ball. They're they're calling a lot of screens.
As they should though.
I don't know. I'm not too sold on that idea. They're calling a lot of screens for Eckler. I don't feel like it's always successful.
I didn't like the screen, the play calling yesterday with him running the screens. I was like, when you have deep threat receivers and you have a quarterback like Justin Herbert who's shown he can move the ball down the field, and you got 3 deep threat guys who can run almost every route in the route tree, and like a tight end who is a big guy, hard to like defend in the NFL. You gotta let it fly. Like, what do you have to lose?
I feel like their play calling should definitely be better, especially with Austin Eckler, bro. He's in a lineup, and I feel like you just can't change your entire offense just because Eckler's there. I just feel like they should have never called as many screens as they called.
The screens I didn't agree with, but what I do agree with is them running the ball more to set up their playmakers, because like before Eckler was out, their running game was like a dumpster fire. Like
it was hit or miss sometimes.
It was like Balaj came in one week and did really good, and then Justin Kelly would come in one week and do good, but then there was like some weeks where it would be like no one would show up. But now with him, I feel like to figure out what kind of offense you are, he gives them more of like it opens up their offense more with Eckler back in the lineup to open up Keenan Allen and Michael Williams and Hunter Henry. So like the play calling to like force feed him in that way to like with the screens and everything was like kind of dumb. But like I do think they need to run the ball more with him to open up everything else.